Type 2 diabetes is a condition that affects more than 4 million people in the UK, with a further 12 million at risk because of unhealthy lifestyles. But now a group of obesity experts are claiming a radical package of measures could reverse the epidemic.
Well, they recommend that all labels showing added sugar should be in teaspoons for easier understanding, a ban on all sugary drinks advertising on TV, and stopping companies associated with sugary products from sponsoring sporting events. Let's speak. You go.
Oh, God, sorry. We'll love each other today. Let's talk to Aseem Malhotra, consultant cardiologist, and a regular friend to us here. Good to see you. I mean, we know you obviously you're well behind all of this and one of those pushing this. It sounds like a pretty simple move in some respects, almost common sense.
Yeah, Stephen, I think we need to appreciate this has come from a new sort of research analysis paper that I published with 2 international experts in the Journal of Insulin Resistance to look at the up-to-date evidence on the science of sugar and then what needs to be done really to reverse this epidemic of type 2 diabetes and obesity, which is really causing considerable strain on our NHS and also contributing to, you know, people suffering worldwide, millions of people suffering worldwide. And when you look at the actual sugar consumption across the population, it's still very high. So in the USA, in the UK, Australasia, we're talking about close to about 20 teaspoons of sugar that people are consuming every day. The World Health Organization now recommends a maximum of around 6. But because it's a population-wide problem, it needs a population intervention, and that means regulatory approaches. So as a cardiologist, I can tell you the biggest decline in cardiovascular death rates in the last few decades happened through tobacco control, through regulation which involved taxing cigarettes, raising the prices, public education campaign to reduce the acceptability of smoking, and also reducing the availability of tobacco, so public smoking bans. Now, if we apply the same rules, Stephen, to sugar across the board, we have calculated that within 3 years, with a reduction in sugar consumption, we would reverse the epidemic of type 2 diabetes. But what's crucial is we need to remember that it took 50 years between the first links between smoking and lung cancer before any effective regulation, because big tobacco adopted a, I would say, dirty tricks playbook of planting doubt, denial, buying the loyalty of scientists, confusing the public, and even giving ammunition to political allies.
But what we don't have is doubt over obesity and sugar intake and all this. I mean, we all know this, so it should be an easier solution, shouldn't it? But people aren't doing this of their own volition.
Yeah, but you see, this is an environmental problem, Stephen, and therefore, because it's become unavoidable, sugar has become unavoidable. It's added to more than 70% of processed foods in the supermarket. People have been misled. Low-fat foods marketed as healthy. We need to inform people in the right way. One of the other problems as well, Stephen, is there's muddying of the waters because, to get the regulation that is needed to help the public and help our patients, we need government action. And without that, we're not going to solve this problem. Now, one of the problems is many organisations that give the veneer of independence, including the British Dietetic Association, they take money from companies that market sugary foods like Nestle, and they still deny, the British Dietetic Association still deny that sugar is a cause of type 2 diabetes. They still deny that.
Do they?
Yeah, and they say so excess calories and that contributes to obesity. We know that even if you're slim and you exercise and you consume too much sugar, you're significantly increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes. The British Dietetic Association don't acknowledge that. Another organisation, Stephen, I know you have sometimes on Sky News, the Institute of Economic Affairs, they call themselves a free market health think tank. But we published in the paper today, in the Journal of Insulin Resistance yesterday, that they have undisclosed voluntary donations from Big American Tobacco, Coca-Cola, sugar manufacturer Tate & Lyle, and what they do, if you look at their messaging, they are very anti-regulation. So really the public deserve to know, these organisations, where they get their money from, what does the totality of science say, and we are 3 independent experts. We've published this paper with a plan. If the government take it on board, I can guarantee within 3 years we will reverse the obesity epidemic and type 2 diabetes epidemic in this country.
Wow. Well, let's hope you're right. Let's hope there's a bit more transparency in this system. That's all going to help. Aseem, as always, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.